Hey guys, if you didn't hear the little robot, we are currently recording. How are you both doing today, Jared and Jackie?
Doing well.
You didn't know you guys didn't know who should answer first. Jared,
You go ahead, Jackie.
you doing all right, Jared?
Jared?
I said you go ahead. You kick things off.
I'm doing great.
Awesome.
Doing?
How about you, Jared?
Can't complain. Living life.
Living the dream.
Still here.
Somebody's got to live the dream. All right, so I want to start asking you guys questions about Dawn. I'm excited. I had literally just watched the movie, so I have plenty of things in my mind.
Okay.
I am curious if you guys had met or known each other prior to this film, or if not, if you guys had worked with any of the other cast members or directors. You can start, Jared, this time.
Okay. Yeah, I've had the pleasure of knowing Jackie for is it? I would say almost 10 years.
Yeah, don't tell. Yeah, when we were in high school.
We were very young. No, we were very. We both came from the East Coast, like right after high school, and
What part of the East Coast?
He's from or New York, and I'm from New Jersey.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, we worked together a few times, and it's great. I mean, Jackie's all. I love Jackie. I've known her. Yeah, great, super talented. It was amazing working with her, and sometimes I don't act as much as I've been directing and producing and writing. So it was great. I think this is actually no, we acted in Pernicious. I worked with Jack. We worked on where I was director and actor, and so a few projects.
Yeah,
we get along well. We've done a lot of. I mean, I think Jared is an incredible actor, so I've always been like, very supportive of him doing more acting work, because not only I feel like he's an incredible director, but he really, some of the scenes that I shot with him in Dawn, I was really blown away by his work. And I feel very lucky that I've gotten to work with him as an actress when he's directing and, as a co-star.
So I had thought, Jackie, that you played Dawn.
I do.
Okay, that's what I thought when you said.
I had brown hair in the movie.
Well, when you said him and Dawn, I was just curious, just to make sure that I just want to make sure I wasn't just misunderstanding. So the titular character of Dawn, do you feel like you pulled from anybody, in your life or in real life, any serial killers or anything that you have done research on?
Well, I actually love true crime. So I watch a lot of documentaries about, true crime stories, and I watch a lot of Dateline. So I feel like, that's not exactly how I prepared for the movie, but I feel like it does help to kind of get into the mindset of someone like Dawn, who, obviously I don't understand exactly what she's going through, but you have to empathize with character when you play the person. So you might not understand or know what it's like to be that way, but you kind of go into it.
Okay. Now, Jared, you are a director. So like the terror that you portrayed in the film, is that something that you direct people and try to get people to do, so it's easy for you to direct yourself when you're an actor?
I completely disconnect when I act. I would hate. I don't provide any sort of of my direction style. Nick is a great director, and he has his own style, and he did a great job. So I'm very, very cognizant that I don't want to put any of my directing. I just want to focus on acting when I'm acting, and kind of create, work that way. And because I would hate if I've worked with actors that I've directed, and it's not, it's cool when people come up with suggestions, and it's but it's also, the director, it's a if I do what the director tells me to do, but I do my own characterization, work, and it's completely separate from, the acting. I would never try to direct myself or another actor in any way, shape, if I was hired as an actor.
So prior to this movie, this question's for both of you guys. What sparked your passion for entertainment and being in this industry? This time, Jackie, why don't you go first?
Well, I love movies. I've always been a big fan of movies since I was a little kid. And when I was like 5, I remember I told my mom I wanted to be a director. So I used to like make little plays when I was a kid with the kids in the neighborhood, and I would always, be bossing everyone around. And I think I just knew that it wasn't like I wanted to be an actress really, but I knew I wanted to be. It was a very kind of vague idea of what I wanted to do, and it just kind of fell into place. I just moved to LA and then had opportunities come to me, and it wasn't like I was in musical theater or anything. It was just something that kind of happened, and I kept going with it. And it's a beautiful art form. I love being able to express myself through acting, and so yeah.
How about you, Jared? So especially since you do multiple things, what was your what put that tinder on the fire?
In a way, I guess it was kind of similar to Jackie's story, in that I was before I got in the industry, I had a roommate that I was living with, and he was an actor, and him and I were making these little short films, but he was very serious. Like, he moved to LA and became successful, and me at the time, I didn't know what I wanted to do. So I was like, oh, this is cool. And I enjoy making little videos with him. And so it was kind of monkey see, monkey do type of situation. I think I was like, I love movies. I didn't ever put the combination that I could work in, the movie business. But it was, had I not had that roommate that was an actor and got a chance to hang out on sets with him very early on, I probably would be selling insurance or donuts or barista.
So that acting led you to directing as well, rather than the other way around?
Yeah. I started as an actor, worked in a bunch of, cool but low budget type stuff, and was writing along the way, and it kind of just, I was doing more as a director, so it kind of kicked the acting to a little bit to the side, which is why I was so happy to be acting again in this movie. So I really do enjoy acting. I really do enjoy it. It's just, I don't, unfortunately, I don't, get as many opportunities to do that.
So when you guys got pitched this script, did you guys immediately you were like, yeah, I want to be a part of this project, or did you have to think about it a little bit?
My dog keeps walking by me. That's
No, dogs are welcome. Dogs are welcome.
I know. I was trying to get him to come up, but he wouldn't do it. I read the script and I thought it was so cool. I was like, this is so unique. And I mean, no spoilers, but I really thought it had kind of a deeper meaning. When I read it the first time, I was like, oh, there's something more to this story. And, without giving too much away, but kind of how everything kind of ties together at the end. And I just had my own interpretation of it. And I really felt like it was just a really unique story. And I love like a great female role like this. I felt like you don't see that many roles that are,
I was gonna bring that up. I was gonna bring that up with like a female serial killer in that much of a dominant role. Like you killed that role. That was awesome.
Thank you so much.
Of course. Yeah, I wanted to know if you had any nervousness playing the titular character. Because in the film, I mean, obviously you're acting. So you held yourself together really well. You delivered everything perfectly. But personally, did it like scare you at all because all the attention is going to be on you?
I don't really think of it like that. I mean, when you're doing a movie, you're always pretty exhausted too, because there's a lot of scenes that you have to get done. I mean, we shot this in pretty much a week. I mean, or less. It was a very quick shoot. Nick was incredible, like making everyone feel really comfortable. And we shot, I mean, I had so many monologues that Jared and I were kind of laughing about that. It was like,
Yeah, oh my God, so many. Yeah.
Yeah, like sometimes you go into a movie and you're like, all right, well, I know that these scenes are going to be kind of big ones that I really need to lock down, but then there's going to be other scenes where I'm like, okay, I can kind of get this tightened up by like the night before, or where you're working with the other actors, so it kind of clicks. But with this, it was just so much dialogue that it was probably the most intense preparation I had to do, because it was such a short time prior to filming, and then filming, it was no breaks. Like I was constantly in the mode of like, what's the next scene and how am I going to prepare for it? And it was very taxing on me. It was a lot.
You were in Dawn mode. It's like you went to Dawn camp for a week.
I did go to Dawn camp for a week, but I don't, it's like, you never know how it's going to come out. I hope I did the part as well as I could have under the circumstances. It was a very challenging shoot, but I think, we did the best we could with.
Yeah, I think you wrecked it. Now, Jared, you were in hysterics for a good portion of the film.
Yeah.
Was that tiring? Did you have to do reshoots of it because it was hard for you to continue to like scream and shake? And,
No, man, I have, not having seen it, like it's hard, because when you're in the moment doing it, I was just, going kind of scene by scene, because my character, I'm not in it as much, so I had more time. Jackie was in every scene, so she had the much harder job of, and the monologue. My character would say a few lines here and there, and I did my best to react, but I think the movie's called Dawn, so it's really about her, the story, Jackie's character, and her agenda. And it's easier for me because she had to play like a serial killer with these crazy motivations, and I was just playing a regular guy, so I was trying to that got put into this situation, so I didn't have to sort of create a character. I kind of just said, all right, well, let me approach this as a normal guy who gets into an Uber or whatever, rideshare, and is in this crazy situation. So, I mean, I hope I did good. I mean, I hope I don't suck. I mean, I haven't seen it, so I can. I just hope I didn't suck.
I was really blown away by Jared's acting. Knowing Jared, you know, the one scene where I don't, you know, I obviously haven't seen the movie, but there's one scene where he's, you know, like you said, in hysterics. And I remember watching it, and it definitely, it almost took me out of it because I was like, wow, Jared is fucking killing it.
Yeah.
Complete the swear word, but I just was
No,
really
swearing is totally fine. Swearing is
well.
fine.
I try not.
Go,
was
go
so
all in.
Yeah, and I just felt like, you know, knowing him and being his friend, I'm also like super proud of him, and I love seeing him act. So I was like, wow, that was just some of the best acting I'd seen in a movie that I'd been in. I was really impressed. So I hope that that made the cut.
Man, she's gassing you up, brother.
Oh man, I know. Well, I appreciate it. It's weird again. Like, you know, it's been a while. It's been a year since I played a role that said more than one line. So, you know, I'm just the rust. I was just sandpapering off the rust, you know, on my act. But you know, it's fun. I had a great time, and yeah, I mean, I hope the movie, you know, turns out well and gets, you know, that's what I hope, because we all, it was, you know, it was a small production, but everyone involved really, you know, brought it, you know, the director, the DP, the actors, and the crew, and it was good. It had like a sort of a, you know, very indie spirit about the project, about the shoot.
And even if it was a big project, I feel like this was put together perfectly. Like, I can't imagine the same feel from something with a bigger, like, the feel that this movie has is exactly what I feel like it's meant to be. And I feel like it fits this genre perfectly, rather than like a big, huge budget type thing. Like, well, what would that add other than things that make it less realistic? And we're talking about like a regular Uber ride that anybody could get into. And that makes me want to ask you guys, like, do you have any horror stories from rideshare, Uber, Lyft, any things like that?
First of all, well, thank you for that amazing compliment. That's such a nice way to, you know, describe the movie, and I'm excited to see it now. I don't really have, knock on wood, I haven't had too many. What about you, Jared?
You know, it's not so much a horror story, but it was very. I was in an Uber. We were just driving, and the guy, it wasn't really like he did anything crazy, but he just drove off the road into a ditch.
Oh.
And it was, and like,
That's not good.
it was like very scary, because
Whoa.
and then I actually helped. It was not like a major ditch, but it was like the car was sideways, and then I got out, and me and the other guy, the driver, actually had to push the car up a slope to get it back on the road. Not so much. He wasn't trying to kill me, but I guess that's about as horror. That's about as scary as it can get. But that's completely not applicable. I should have just said no. I don't have a good story.
We just called ditch, and it's like the Uber.
Yeah, I mean, and he started. The funny part was like the driver starts blaming the car in front of him.
What?
That jammed on its brakes, but the car was like, the guy was just not paying attention. The car jammed, like, hit his brakes, and he swerves off the road for no reason. And it was just like, dude, you didn't have to go to that extreme.
Well, it seems like that's where an Uber driver can kill and leave their victims, like in a ditch.
Yeah.
Like what a perfect way. Just like let's hit the ditch and this is where you're staying. This is
Yeah.
your drop off.
It was,
So,
yeah.
do you, when you guys came into the project, was the team, like the behind the camera team, already set and everything ready for you guys to go? Or did you guys come in to the project and kind of have the whole ensemble cast and crew kind of all come in at the same time?
I mean, we all know each other, a lot of us, so I think it was everything was kind of put together around the same time. So
Like a group, like as a group, since you guys all know each other.
some of us have worked together before, and I think, yeah, it was like the camera team, and we worked together, and the actors we all kind of came together at once.
That's cool. So with it, I know it's called Dawn, but I think the show, is it called Dawn's Dead or Dawn Dead? Her show.
Dawn's
Dead. Okay. I was curious if that was ever the title, like working title for the movie, or if there were any other working titles before it was just Dawn.
Just Dawn, I think. Yeah. I hope
Nice.
so. I like the name Dawn. It's cool.
So
Very
we talked about your past already. So I kind of want to know if there's anything that people don't ask you about this film. People usually just ask you about inspiration, same questions over and over again in all the interviews. Is there anything you want to say about Dawn that you feel like people don't touch on and people don't know or won't pick up on right away?
Well, my interpretation again was just, I feel like Dawn has her agenda, and she believes that she's doing good. And, that's kind of what you have to tap into when you're playing a killer or something like this. Like, they don't think that they're the bad guy, really, they believe that what they're doing is kind of justified. So you have to get behind that perspective and point of view to bring it to life, I think.
What about you, Jared?
You said anything, the question was anything else to
Anything that you wanted to say, to people watching and reading us about Dawn that you feel like isn't necessarily brought up in interviews? This is usually the hardest question for people to answer.
Yeah, I would, just want to say, to I guess this is sort of like a general statement about, I guess, movie critics and independent films. It just seems unfair sometimes because a lot of critics cannot differentiate a low budget film versus a big budget film, so they wind up comparing. Exactly. You're comparing Drive, to Dawn, and it's like, well, that movie flipped, 100 cars and it had Ryan Gosling, and it's like, and it's like, we understand that, but like, we know, this is, a low budget film, and we did the best with what we had, and I hope. I mean, it's a battle that will never change, and I just hope that people can sort of enjoy, go into the film and appreciate it for the story, and not, and yeah, there's no Ryan Gosling and Bryan Cranston, but I hope that's it.
We only get 1 or 2 takes most of the time with low budget projects.
You guys did have Eric Roberts, but I think it was only for the one scene.
Mm-hmm.
Was that?
Yeah.
Dawn, you were in that scene with him, right?
Mm-hmm. He was really crying.
And we had Michael Pare. Like, we had Michael Pare and
Brendan from Buffy.
Yeah, Brandon from so yeah, there was some names. Yeah, I mean, there was some names. So it's good. I hopefully, it's just how the movie business is by nature. Like, who's in it, and then, like, such a star, or it's an aristocratic art form with, you know, with these rules that, you know, you put this guy in and he's worth way more, and it's just, you know, it's aristocratic, so you sort of you gotta abide by the rule. I mean, not abide by the rules, that's just the way it is.
So, um, I'm sorry I called you Don, Jackie. But are you a serial killer in real life? Like, are you a murderer in real life? Did you guys have a real gun? Did you guys have a real gun on set?
No.
Okay.
I'm terrified of guns. I actually just had to do training for a movie where I actually had to go to a range, but I'm very scared of guns. I'm not really a fan. No real weapons were on set, and all very safe. We did some of our own stunts, right, Jared? You did.
Oh yeah. I took a couple lumps to the head. No. You know, we were safe. Everything was very safe, and you know, it's just tragedy what happened with, you know, on Rust, and you know, the whole industry sort of perked up, and you know, a lot of people aren't using guns, even, you know, the quarter loads, or it's just, you know, I mean, it's dangerous, but you know, I will say this, and this might be controversial, but I feel with, you know, if you have a proper armor and you know, your safety meetings are done right and conducted, and the bullets are not real bullets, like there is a way to use you know, guns that fire blanks and they do look great, because when you actually fire a gun, because I fire guns, I don't hunt or do anything, I like target practice, and when you fire a gun, that gun, like, you cannot fake that, you cannot go just do that, like the power of the gun will create, you'll see a flex here, your eyes will wince a little bit from the sparks, like coming out of it, like those are things that you cannot add. You can put a muzzle flash on a gun, you can add a sound effect, but the actor itself is like, especially if a guy's mowing people down with a machine gun, they're doing like that would never happen. Like
you got the recoil.
It's
go deaf.
I mean, you can't operate those types of guns like that. That's only a movie thing. So, but when you do have when you do use, you'll watch some of the older movies and watch guys shooting, you know, in these Western movies, and they're using different bullets, and it's completely different. Now you're just like pop, 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 like everyone's John fucking Wick. And you can't shoot like that, like only SEAL, like if you're a Navy SEAL or a Green Beret, maybe you can get to that level of you know,
Control.
of control. Like it's extremely difficult, and it's sort of it's a knock on sort of the guys and girls that operate like this, you know, these are, you know, special ops guys that, and to make everyone look like they can control a firearm like that it's disrespectful to people that are risking their lives overseas, you know, that are able to operate their weapons, and they live with these weapons, and you know, they practice every day, and you know, they're in, you know, and they're doing real shit, and I have so much respect for those types of guys. I got a lot of friends serving, and you know, like maybe just, you know, it's like on Veterans Day, most people go out and they, you know, they party and they get drunk, but they're not thinking about, you know, the dead soldiers. And I'm not trying to get political here or anything, but you know, you know, I've lost some people, so it's like, and then, you know, I know people that have served, and just honestly, I was at one point in my life was wanting to potentially join the armed forces, but my my family just, yeah, because I've had people die. And my great uncle got shot down. Grandfather was in the World War II. It's in, and so they just didn't want that for me. But yeah, I mean, it's a real skill. It's a real skill.
Mhm.
That was a hell of an answer, by the way. Thank you for that. You even gave some perspective. Yeah, no, yeah, that was awesome. Like
Sorry.
that was killer. Not to like shit on you, Jackie. You've been given good answers too, but yeah, Jared really ran with that one.
No. And I'm not. Yeah, and I doesn't mean to shit on anybody. It wasn't. It's just a thing that It's just a thing that I see people move. Oh, no guns. We can't fire a core load. It's like we can't do it. Like I'm just like, there was a terrible incident that happened, and now it's affecting the way everything is being done. Just because one person, a couple of people, screw it up. Now it kind of screws it up for everybody.
Yeah.
But safety first. I'm all about safety. I don't want anyone to get hurt ever.
Yeah. Now, Jackie, you also were on. I was interested because you played two different roles on Westworld. What was it like to play two different characters, even if they weren't like major characters in the show?
I actually think I only played one, but it was just credited differently for some reason.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say because you were in 3 episodes, but I wasn't sure if it was the same role. I thought it was two different ones.
I'm in the first two episodes of the season 1, and I did the pilot and then was brought back for the I guess it would be the first episode or second episode. I'm not sure after the pilot what they would call the one right after that. I think it's the first episode. But yeah, we shot that, and then a year later they called me to come back for the next episode. So that was a great experience.
So
Yeah.
for you guys, I had a question and forgot it. So I'm gonna say, what about your guys' future? What do you guys have coming up, and that you'd like to plug? Like, do you guys have any other projects that you're working on, or you guys have coming out that you would like to like? I want to give you a platform to mention anything that you'd like to promote.
I have one coming out called Out of Hand, and it's with Billy Baldwin, and so I'm not sure exactly when the release date will be, but that's a cool thriller movie.
It's a thriller, you said?
Yeah, I think that's the next one that's coming out.
Are you allowed to talk about it at all and kind of give an explanation?
Yeah, it's like I think it's just kind of like one of those. It's a thriller, but it's a mystery, and it's I play a pretty cool character because it has to do a lot with like the whole story, and kind of kicks off the I guess trajectory.
Yeah. Nice. The question I was going to ask you was, did you do all of your scenes where you were like saying rule 1, rule 2? Did you do all those scenes at the same time? Like, did you do all that? That's what I had thought. I figured you probably did.
It wanted it to be like a homemade feeling, like she was doing this for her show on her own, and that's kind of what we tried to portray with that.
Nice. So I just wanted to thank you guys so much for coming on the show. If there's any last things that you guys would like to say before I let you guys get off the recording, this is the time to do it. So is there anything either of you would like to add?
Just thank you so much for the interview, and I am definitely not like Dawn, so hopefully you don't get too scared when you watch this, but yeah, watch.
Yeah, no, I yeah, really appreciate you interview, and it's just, it's people like you that raise awareness, for independent film. And I am anyone that supports independent film in this, like this, I I love those people. So I thank you.
Of course. Sorry I saw the movie before you guys, but you guys,
Yeah, I gotta see it. Yeah, I'm jealous. Send me a
Yeah.
link. Send me a link.
Oh,
honestly, I'll ask OC if I can, and then I'll forward it to you. I can forward it to, or I'll ask OC to send it to both you guys, because I think this is through October Coast, right?
Yeah. They have a link. Yeah, there's somebody's holding out, Jack.
Yeah, Clint's holding out on you guys. So that pretty much wraps it up. You guys were great birthday guests, by the way. This is my birthday. So you guys were a wonderful interview. I tried to cancel it because it was my birthday, but I was like,
I'm June 29th. You're July 29th. I love that.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Just a
cool.
month.
One
Nice.
month.
Have a great birthday, bro. That's a,
I am, man. You guys were awesome to talk to. This went a little longer than I expected, but thank you guys again so much. And hopefully we'll talk about more projects in the future.
Can't wait. Talk to you later. Happy birthday.